So, in the English class for class 10th, today we are going to take up the next topic from your textbook. The topic is from the diary of Anne Frank. Now, as the name suggests, as the title makes it clear, we are going to read about the diary of a person named Anne Frank, right? So, we are going to read, diary means we are going to read detailed account of somebody's personal experiences. I hope you remember that we had discussed writing a diary entry a few days back. So what a diary is and why do we write it, it's very clear to you, all of you. So here this girl, Anne Frank was a girl. She used to keep a diary. She used to note every incident, every event that she considered worth writing, right? And this particular chapter, it is an excerpt from the book entitled Diary of a Young Girl. It's a novel, or the Diary of Anne Frank. Now this particular book, it's an autobiography. Autobiography means when the author, when the writer writes about his or her own experiences, his or her own life, we call it as being autobiographical. Now, diary entries are autobiographical in tone, and so is this particular book, The Diary of a Young Girl. Okay. Now, this is an autobiography in which she expresses her thoughts in the form of diary entries. Right? Okay. Now, let's read something about Anne Frank. Now, Anne Frank was the author, was the writer of this particular Diary of a Young Girl. She was a Jewish teenager. Jewish teenager means she was Jew by birth, who went into hiding during the Holocaust, journaling her experiences in the renowned work, The Diary of Anne Frank. Now see how beautiful this is written, right? She was a Jewish teenager, this is clear, who went into hiding during the Holocaust. Now what is the Holocaust? Holocaust is, it's like it when the World War, during the World War II, right? This Holocaust came into focus. It was like Nazis from Germany, right? They murdered numerous people, number of people, right? But the murders were conducted so systematically that, like, even though we know it's murder, but we didn't call it murder. And why these murders were affected? Just to remove the Jewish population from the face of the Germany. So this girl again was a Jew by birth, right? Now this Holocaust was murders were carried out in mass shootings or in gas chambers. The people were locked inside gas chambers and they would die because of suffocation. So during such a period, this girl along with her family, she went into hiding. That means the family hid itself, right? And there in the hiding, the place where they were hiding, she wrote her experiences. Journaling her experiences means she wrote her experiences, she wrote diary entries, which later came to be compiled as the Diary of Anne Frank. Now let's have a brief introduction of the lesson. The lesson is an excerpt from Diary of a Young Girl, right? This we already discussed. Here the author writes about her experiences. She expresses her thoughts in a diary. Now, the particular thing about this diary was that this diary was gifted to her on her 13th birthday. And she also named that diary. She called the diary as Kitty. Actually, Anne considered her diary to be her only true friend. she somewhere in the lesson mentions that paper is more trustworthy than people, something like that, right? So she mentions about her childhood, her family, and a lot other things that she told no one else. Remember, see, look at this line. She wrote such things in her diary about which others remained unknown. It was a secret. These things were secret to others, even her family, right? She could not tell to anyone else. Those things she wrote in the diary. Now, Anne and her diary. When Anne Frank is given a diary for her 13th birthday, she immediately fills it with the details of her life, descriptions of her friends, boys who like her, and her classes at school. Right? So, in this particular point, what she wrote about in the diary that is introduced to us, it was details of her life, like descriptions of her friends, right? People who like her, and her school routine life. Anne finds comfort writing in her diary because she feels she has difficulty opening up to her friends and therefore has no true confidence. Just now we discussed about one point that she considered her diary as her only true friend, right? Now, why only true friend? Because of this reason, that she found it difficult to be free with her friends, right? To be free in the company of her friends. So, she could not confide in anyone. And also records her perceptions of herself. Perceptions means how do you look at something is your perception. So, how did she consider himself? What did she think of herself? She also wrote about such things in her diary. She does not think she is pretty, but she is confident that her personality and other good traits make up for it. Now see, this girl is highlighted as being very confident. She knew that she wasn't pretty. Pretty means beautiful. But she also knew about her personality, the good traits. Traits means qualities. The virtues that she had would make up for it. Means she knew that she wasn't very beautiful, but she also knew that the qualities that she had, they are going to cover that weak point. Through her writing, Anne comes across as playful and comical, but with a serious side. So when we go through her writings, her entries made by her, we know of different aspects of Anne's personality. She is a playful and comical at times, but she also has a serious side. Having a serious side here means she was a thoughtful girl. Although she was 13 years old, but she had a deep understanding of life. So that was the serious side of this teenager. Anne had expressed the desire in the rewritten introduction of her diary for one person that she could call her truest friend. That is, a person to whom she could confide her deepest thoughts and feelings. Now here again we learn about the loneliness of this girl, right? Actually, she used to write diary just to share her feelings and thoughts with. She felt the need to share her feelings and thoughts, and that she could easily do with the diary, because whatever she told, whatever she shared, whatever she wrote in the diary is not going to share it further. It will remain a secret. It will remain safe with the diary. So here she has expressed again and again that she actually was in need of a friend, a person to whom she could confide. She could trust somebody with her thoughts and feelings. She observed that she had many friends and equally many admirers, but no true dear friend with whom she could share her innermost thoughts. Now, see, as just now we discussed that she had a serious side too. She was thoughtful. She had understanding of life, of people, right? So she knew that she has many so-called friends. There are people who admired her, who liked her, but like she could not trust anyone with whom she could share her thoughts. She originally thought her girlfriend Jack Van Marsen would be this person, but that was only partially successful. So once she tried to establish friendship with one of the girls, but like she wasn't successful properly. Now see, this was actually a brief introduction of what we are going to read in the contents of this chapter. We are going to read different diary entries, right? Remember that. So I thought that we would better go for an insight into the chapter in the first session of this particular chapter, so that it becomes easy and clear as we go on reading it. It's not in the form of a story, right? So after this, I would like you people to have a look at the characters in the chapter. So the very first character is the girl named Anne Frank. She is the author of the diary. She was born on June 12, 1929 in Frankfurt, Germany. And when she was about 4 years old, the family moved to Holland in search of a better place for the family to live. And it was why? Because of the fear, right? They didn't want to be caught. She is very intelligent and perceptive, and she wants to become a writer. So she is intelligent and perceptive. Perceptive, just now we discussed. Perceptive matlab thoughtful, right? She used to observe things very keenly and used to think about them, analyze about them or situations. And she actually wanted to become a writer. So this was the beginning of her writing. Anne grows from an innocent, tempestuous, precocious and somewhat petty teenage girl to an empathetic and sensitive thinker at age 15. So initially she was like as any other child of her age. She was innocent. Tempestuous means full of rebellious thoughts, right? Yes, but as she grows up, she becomes empathetic and sensitive thinker. Empathetic, there are three words: sympathy, empathy, apathy. Now sympathy is something known to us. Sympathy means having a consideration for something or somebody, is like having sympathy, right? You are able to understand. Empathetic means when actually you are able to realize the situation a person is in. So sympathy and empathy, they are related terms. Empathy is a higher level, a level higher to sympathy. Yes. So she grew to be an empathetic and sensitive thinker at age 15 and dies of typhus in the concentration camp at Bergen-Belsen in late February or early March. Now late February or early March, this makes it very clear that we are not sure of the date or when she died, right? Maybe late February or early March of the year 1945. Now, the next character here we have is Margot Frank. Margot Frank was Anne's older sister. She receives little attention in Anne's diary, means Anne has not written much about her older sister. Actually, wherever she writes, she expresses a sort of jealousy or anger towards her, right? She receives little attention in Anne's diary, and Anne does not provide a real sense of Margot's character. So, because we don't have much detailed description about this particular sister of Anne Frank, we don't know much about her character. But whatever we could learn is, Anne thinks that Margot is pretty, smart, emotional and everyone's favorite. Now see, I just talked about jealousy. So the reason she felt jealous of Margot is very clear. Margot was pretty, she was beautiful, smart, and Anne thought that everyone liked Margot, but they actually neglected Anne. So she felt jealous of her. Anne and Margaret do not form a close bond, and Margaret mainly appears in the diary when she is the cause of jealousy or anger. So this point is obvious now, that whenever Anne feels anger towards her sister, or whenever she feels jealous, she would mention Margaret. She also dies of the same disease as Anne, and in the same concentration camp a few days before Anne Frank. The next in line is Otto Frank. He was Anne's father. He was a practical and kind person, and the most specific thing that Anne writes about him in her diary is that she feels a particular kinship to him. Kinship means bonding. She feels that she was deeply attached to her father. He was born into a wealthy family, but the family's business collapsed, and after the Nazis came to power in Germany, Otto moved to Amsterdam to protect his family, right? There he made a living selling chemical products and provisions until the family was forced into hiding in 1942. So the family went into hiding in 1942. Went into hiding means they kept themselves hidden from the eyes of people. It was like they went missing, right? Only a few people outside of that hiding knew where they were, and they helped them manage living in that hiding. Now next in row is Edith Frank. She is Anne's mother. She was married to Otto in 1925. Now a very peculiar thing is highlighted in the diary entries. We learn a very peculiar thing, that Anne feels little closeness or sympathy with her mother. She was not close to her mother, right? And the two have a very tumultuous relationship. Tumultuous means they were arguing most of the times, right? Anne thinks her mother is too sentimental and critical. Edith dies of hunger and exhaustion in the concentration camp in January 1947. So she dies a miserable death in one of the concentration camp again. Now another character, it's Peter Van Damme. He was one of the people who lived in hiding with the Frank family. Vans also lived there with them. Peter Van Damme, along with his parents, also lived in the same place. The teenage son of the Van Dammes, whose real name is Peter Van Pels, and first sees Peter as obnoxious, lazy and hypersensitive, but later they become close friends. Now see, initially Anne did not like this boy. She thought him as being lazy and hypersensitive, but soon they became close friends. Peter is highlighted as a quiet, timid, honest and sweet fellow, right? But he does not seem to share her strong convictions. This girl, as we discussed earlier, she was very strong, she was matured, right? She had a serious side of her personality. She had a very deep understanding of the life. So these were the characters that we discussed just now. Now moving ahead with the summary of the contents here. The chapter begins on Anne's 13th birthday. She receives a diary as a present from her parents, right? She thinks about it for several days. She does not know. Initially, she didn't know what to do about it, what to do with it. And she later decides to write letters as her diary entries. She addresses each letter to Kitty. Kitty. Now, Kitty was the name given to the diary by Anne. Kitty is a fabricated friend. Now look at this phrase, fabricated friend. Fabricated means not real. So Kitty was not a real friend. It was created. Created in the sense, Anne Frank considered Kitty, that is the diary, to be her friend. Someone in which Anne can expose her deepest feelings to. Anne's family has emigrated to Holland from Germany for two reasons. The first is Mr. Frank has taken a job there, and the second is to move away from the Nazi party. So the reasons are clear why they had to shift from Germany. First, because Mr. Frank had taken a job there, he found a job there, and next is that he was keeping his family away from Nazis, right? Because he was a Jew, and Nazis were looking for every opportunity to catch hold of Jews and kill them, murder them. The Nazis are making life very restrictive for the Jewish people in Germany. So we are told how Nazis tortured Jews. Even though they have left Germany, the Jewish restrictions of the Nazi party still exist in Holland. They all are required to wear a yellow star on their clothing, attend only Jewish schools, shop at Jewish stores, and other restrictions also apply. So these were various restrictions they had to follow. So the discrimination was very clear, right? The full impact of the restrictions and horrors of the Nazi party are felt by the family on the day Anne's sister Margaret is called up. So the first person to be taken away to the concentration camp was actually Anne's elder sister Margaret. She was to be taken away, in all probability, to a concentration camp. The family knew they would one day have to go into hiding and had been making preparations for the move. This just moved up the timetable of when they would go. So actually the family had been planning for going into hiding, right? But like when the girl was called, Margaret was called, they realized that it's time now to make a move. On July 9, 1942, the Frank family moved into the building which housed the business that employed Mr. Frank. So, here we learn one more thing. The building which housed the business that employed Mr. Frank means Mr. Frank's office. So, where did they hide? Where did the family hide or went into hiding? It was Mr. Otto Frank's office building. The rooms were above the warehouse floor and were referred to by Anne as the secret annex. Yes, so the rooms where they were hiding, they were above the warehouse floor, and Anne calls those rooms as the secret annex. Why secret? Because it was not known to anyone else except for the people who were hiding inside and except for a few more who helped them to hide there. The family was joined a few days later by the Van Daan family. This family consisted of Mr. and Mrs. Van Daan and their son Peter, who was a little older than Anne. We just now discussed the character of Peter as well, Peter Van Daan. These two families try to get along as best as they can. Of course, not everyone is happy with the situation. Obviously, they were forced to live in such a situation, although they were stressed. Already they were stressed, right? But they had no other options left. So even though they were not happy, they were trying to adjust. Anne feels as if everything she does is fodder for the adults to use to criticize her. Now look at this particular line. Anne feels everything she does is fodder for the adults to use to criticize her. That means whatever she would do, whatever Anne would do, she was always criticized for it by the adults. So it was like giving an opportunity to the adults to criticize her. The group also decides to make room for an eighth member, Mr. Dezel. He's a dentist whose wife is in America. He's recommended by a young woman who worked for Mr. Frank. So we learn that Frank family, Van Dan's family, and this Mr. Dezel, he also was there in the hiding. He was a dentist by profession. There are a number of people helping the families survive in the secret annex, right? So there were few people who helped these families because they couldn't move out. They had to remain hidden. So these people helped these families to survive in hiding. There are also others who take a smaller role in helping them survive World War II. Anne and her mother do not get along at all. Anne and her mother do not get along at all. That means they were always like, the situation was like daggers drawn at each other. They were always arguing with each other, never happy or satisfied with what the other person did or said. And also feels as if she cannot behave in a manner that pleases any of the adults. So for Anne, it was very difficult to act, right? She feels that she cannot do or act in a way that pleases adults only because it pleases adults. Pleases means make happy. Her situation with her mother comes to a head one night as Mrs. Frank asks Anne if she, instead of Mr. Frank, can say Anne's prayers with her. Anne refuses her mother's request. Her mother tells Anne that she will try not to force her to love her. So this is one of such instances where they had an argument that was over prayers. The war is also exacting a toll on everyone. The people helping the families in the secret annex are becoming ill. This is a twofold problem because they are an extension of the families in the annex. So the group is worried about the well-being of their helpers, obviously. So the people who were extending help from outside to the people hidden in the hiding in the secret annex, they were falling ill and everyone was worried. Now this clearly meant if the helpers are ill, then the families are not able to receive food and other necessities for survival. It was very clear if the helpers means people who were there outside, if they are not keeping well, they won't be able to provide necessary things to the families in hiding. They are also being plagued with burglaries at the building. The fear is they may hear the families and report them to the Gestapo, resulting in everyone being taken away to concentration camp. Now, when the burglaries at the building increased, right? To be plagued with something means to suffer with something, to experience something continuously, repeatedly, frequently. So there were frequent burglaries, frequent incidents of theft at the building where they had been hiding. And they feared that if their presence is known, they would be taken away to concentration camps. Now see, this is all the information that we obtain by reading the Diary of a Young Girl, the book that contains the diary entries written in the form of letters by Anne Frank. So on September 10th, 1943, Anne records in her diary the fall of Italy. This brings joy to those living in Holland and the world. This means the war is inching closer to its end. So they saw a ray of hope that finally the war is coming to an end. A description of a few incidents of lesser importance is also given here. Let's skip them and come to this. As the war continues on and Anne finds out about how more and more Jews are being sent to concentration camp, she has difficulty dealing with her emotions, right? Now, she has difficulty dealing with her emotions means she gets perturbed, emotionally stressed, right? So, what makes her emotionally stressed is the description of how more and more Jews are being sent to concentration camps. So, that fear was always there on their heads. They were always like, they were not leading a very peaceful life. The only thing is that they are living in a hiding. They are away from the concentration camps. That was the only relief to these people. She is very happy to be safe and free from having to go to a concentration camp. She is also feeling guilty for this same safety because she knows her friends do not have this same secure feeling. Yes. So, the the confusion, the dilemma, the perturbed state of mind is clearly expressed here. At times she would feel safe because she would feel happy because she felt that they were safe and free and away from concentration camp. But at the same time she would also feel guilty because there are many people who are known to her, who are her friends, that do not have this secure feeling. They have been taken to concentration camps. The talk of invasion by the English also causes anxiety for Anne and others. Anne is also in need of a confidant, so she chooses Peter Van Damme to be that person. So just now, while discussing the characters, we read about it that initially she did not like Peter. She felt he was lazy, obnoxious, but later she gets closer to him. And what brings her closer to Peter? It was because he was quiet, and she felt that he will keep her secrets for her. He will keep her secrets for her means he is never going to disclose her secrets to anybody, right? This relation. So finally, on June 6th, the invasion occurs. The D-Day invasion is a source of great joy for everyone in occupied Europe. The members who live in the secret annex hope to be able to leave in October 1944. So Anne's final diary entry is about her two selves. The outer self, which is cheerful and outgoing, and the inner self, which tries to be more serious and become a better person. We are talking about Anne's final diary entry. Final diary entry means last diary entry. And she talks about her two sides of her persona, right? The outer self, where she appears to be cheerful, and the inner self, where she wants to be more serious and become a better person. Now this diary entry is actually, it became very famous and popular around the world. It shows the isolation of those living in the secret annex. The descriptions of the reactions of people, the way they talked, the way they responded to situation, it highlights that they were actually isolated, although they lived as a family inside. But there was a sense of isolation. Isolation means loneliness. It also explores the feelings of a young girl as she starts to mature. So basically it's about exploring the feelings of a young girl as she is maturing. We are left with the feeling of actually knowing these people, which makes their fate even harder to accept. Okay, yes. So, we as readers, when we read characters, when we read about them, we develop a sort of feeling as if we know these people. Same happens here in this case as well. So today's session actually was about an introduction to what this diary entry, book, The Diary of Anne Frank is all about, right? And yes, it highlights a very important point. We keep on talking about like records, keeping records of things, right? So why are these records useful? This, you can answer this question if you know about this diary entry, because it gives us an insight. It gives us, this particular diary entry gives us an insight into the lives of Jews in hiding. So that's all for today's session, children. Thank you and have a nice day.